You'll see more Joe Burrow. If he does that, you'll see it. He'll be pushed out there more into it. But I think it's because he's in Cincinnati that market isn't going to balloon to make him that big of a deal.
I think that the NFL is clamoring for Joe Burrow to be the face of the league. And in a recent interview, Joe Burrow said that, he's looking forward to sharing more parts about his personality, his life with fans, with the public, like he has in years past. He said, typically I'm a very private person, essentially, but I'm looking forward to sharing more about who I am, off the field. And I think that's good. Because I do think that Joe Burrow was starting to get that little bit of robotic sort of mentality about football. Nothing else mattered. And I can respect that because in a lot of ways, I'm kind of like that when it comes to my field. I get that. Again, I'm not saying I'm Joe Burrow at all. I'm not. But what I am saying is I understand someone that is so obsessed with being successful that they almost have tunnel vision when it comes to it. But I do think that there's a space, right, where the NFL fans, they love this guy. They accept this guy. They want to know more about this guy. They want to know what makes this guy tick. And all you know about Joe Burrow is what you see. You don't really get much outside of his media interviews that he does every now and again. He doesn't post the most on social media. I think the most viral thing he went viral for was Cartier glasses, I won't even peek at you. That when the Bengals were going to the Super Bowl run, right? And he was known for his pregame outfits, if you will. But there's an entire person beyond that. And I think that's such an important part of, professional sports. I think a lot of NFL players are starting to realize that, a lot like how NBA players realize that. Your personality, the way you carry yourself, how you deal with media is a part of your brand. And when you're an NFL quarterback, you are the face of the franchise. You are the CEO of said organization. You are the person on the front lines. You are the person that said fans, media, we want to hear from. I say all that to say, the NFL is clamoring. They are ready for Joe Burrow to take the mantle as the face of the league. He is marketable. He's exciting. They find him engaging. He might not find himself all that interesting, but guess what? The public determines how long you're on top. The public determines how interesting you are. And I think that it's really, really cool to see the evolution of Joe Burrow finally embrace that. Because I do feel like in a lot of ways, he has been a little bit standoffish. He hasn't been the most open to media. He hasn't been the most embracing to the fan base. Me living in Cincinnati, Ohio, you don't really hear too much about the guy. You don't hear too much about the guy. Kind of keep his head down and work. So it's good to see him finally embracing who he is and who Joe Burrow is. He's the fucking man in Cincinnati. Let's just call it what it is. Joe Burrow is the man in Cincinnati. It's the job that he signed up for. He is the face of the franchise. So it's cool to see him finally embracing that. I don't really think the outfits that he's wearing too much, over in Paris is my thing. I don't know if I could pull that off, but I do think it's really, really cool to see him starting to embrace his role. Because guess what? This city, those fans, the league, they love him. Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty, Joe Brr. They want him to be their guy. It's good to see Joe Burrow finally living in his reality.